No, we have a pebble that will let us find the path once to it.
And Casimir offered to be the guide.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I thought we had already known because it seemed like he had known, and that was just lost in translation, maybe or something.
Hmm.
Well, depending on where it is, Valaki, I'm not 100% sold on. I mean, like we could. I think it's gonna give us a lot of unwanted attention. I would either say we either go far west to Kresk, or because they'll have cold weather clothing, definitely. Or we can go all the way to the city of Barovia, and we also have like a ton of loot. We have a bunch of money if we ever want to get anything from the Fithistani as well, and Restlers too. But it's like, since we don't know which way the path is or how long it lasts or anything about it, we could be screwed going one way to another. But I mean, hey, that's the trip.
Yeah. I think it might be. Trying to think. I know I can get into Velakai as whoever, and I'll cycle my face through 4 or 5 different people.
Actually, I can actually change my form too, but let me see how long it is. It's probably only an hour at most.
So if we just need supplies, I can do that relatively easily, I think. Assuming nothing goes horribly wrong within the city itself.
How long does disguise self last for? It's about an hour.
1 hour.
Okay.
It doesn't.
I can.
Yeah, it's an hour.
I can do it, but if we can just send one person in, it's fine. But also, you run the risk of just being by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe you could take the earring, just for now or
Arrangement
something.
won't be enough.
Yeah.
Arrangement won't be enough to get me out.
Oh, it's only 120 feet. Never mind.
I think the best is take.
I'm thinking
Casimir,
message.
I'm going to Kresk. No.
Actually, let's go talk to Casimir. Casimir said he knew at least somewhere of where the temple was, or he at least seems to think he has clues. Potentially, he has an idea, and then we'll use the pebble to get better information, get an actual path, or as he knows the general vicinity of it. That may help us deciding where to go to get resources. Also, it's possible we can just stop by the Vistani near Valakai and try and purchase supplies there. They might have cold weather clothing or the effects.
Yeah. Let's get Casimir first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick question before I crashed there. You said you were disguising yourself as a average-looking dusk elf. Describe it. I don't know what average-looking dusk elf is.
So it actually is something very similar to me before I became a Dampier. So I don't
Which
have.
is?
I'm not great. Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm not. So it's the kind of pale skin, the dark, slightly darker hair than my current hair, whitened hair. Much more liveliness to the face. The fangs are completely hidden. The eyes are no longer glowing slightly or no longer off-colored in yellow.
Fair enough. Following Ramirez's lead, you maneuver through the shoreline and the Svalach Woods back onto the road, to Luna Bridge, just to the cusp of where Valaki lies. But you do not go to the city. Instead, you turn onto the switchback road into the woods down south until you arrive, following the forest road, traveling along several footpaths and horse trails that lead to an expansive clearing. There we are. And for the sake of this, you said say you're disguised. Okay, fair enough. We are over yonder. Before you is a small grass-covered hill with low houses built into its sides. Fog obscures the detail, but you can see that these buildings feature elegantly carved woodwork and have decorative lanterns hanging from their sculpted eaves. Atop the hill, above the fog, is a ring of barrel-top wagons that surround a large tent with a column of smoke pouring out through a hole in the top. The tent is bright, lit from within. Even at this distance, you can smell the odor of like wine and horses that emanate from the central area. This here, natural clearing, serves as a sort of a permanent campsite for the Vistani and the Daskilf allies. Where do you proceed from here?
So, I'm trying to remember. This is Casimir's home, right?
Casimir's home is the southmost hovel.
Yeah. Well,
This is uncharted
This way.
territory for me. I'll follow you.
this way, and I will kind of circle around the outside of the area.
Sure thing. Go ahead and roll me a stealth check if you don't mind.
Okay.
Are you still wearing heavy armor?
Yes, because I have the half plate.
Okay. A encroaching,
Wait, half plate is medium. Why do I have it as?
which is why I'm asking why is it that you're wearing?
I don't know what's giving me that.
Okay.
'Cause I
While
don't
you're figuring
have
that
any
out,
armor.
Javik, do you mind rolling me a stealth check as well? It's going to be
Oh,
a,
yeah,
a
sorry.
group check. I'm going to use the average of the entire
Oh,
group.
okay.
Okay.
4.
With the coming rain and the rolling clouds above, a rogue lightning strike illuminates and the light bounces off your armor. You see an elderly man smoking a pipe next to a campfire about 60 feet up the hill, gazing toward the road. If he hasn't already noticed you as you were making your way up the road, he surely hasn't noticed you now as you're making your way around the hovels, disappearing around the underbrush and the northeastern hovel. He doesn't do much, simply puffs his pipe, looking down in your direction.
Yeah. So I would give if
This-
it's
this
fairly
man
clear
around
that
here.
I have been
Yeah.
seen, I would give a brief wave and continue along.
You see the man lift up one hand and wave along.
Acting as if I have absolutely every right to be here.
Fair enough.
And just kind of make my way all the way down to Casimir's
Sure.
house.
You can hear laughter coming from the central tent. You can smell tobacco, the other smells of roasting meat. You can see men and women softly playing by the fires through the gentle rain. Horses whinnying by the tent. Some of them are very well barded, armored for long rides through the dangerous roads. As you continue to approach, you can see several of the Dask elves dressed in their tattered garbs, sort of leaning against their hovel houses in the shadow of their eaves, away from the rain, simply leaning against the wall, watching you go by. One of them, a male, looks about middle-aged for a Dask elf, which can be landing him anywhere between 300 and 400 years, stares at Vasilka. She's going by and just sort of squints his eyes at her and spits to the side, rounds the corner and begins to walk toward the back of his hovel, and then you can hear a door open, creak, and close.
Could I see on his face like he's like scared, shocked by my sight, or
Disgusted.
is disgusted?
There is a
Okay.
very while the elves are known to be serene, they do not hide their disgust at the sight of somebody of the likes of you. More of the elves huddle toward the south, near a grove of like wilting flowers. You can see 3 of them by Casimir's hovel, and another 2 sort of whispering to one another by in the shade of the eaves. If you simply walk past them, you are about, at this point, like 20 feet away from Casimir's hovel. You see, standing quietly in front of the house, bathed in the warm light of the lanterns, are 3 sullen, grey-cloaked figures. Their angular features and hair flowing, half hidden under their cowls. Ramirez, as you approach, one of these elves raises their eyes to look at you, still disguised, and in a morose tone, he says something in Elvish. Strahd, you recognize the phrase to mean by wind's blow, a neutral elven greeting indicating that chance has brought you together. Doesn't seem to recognize you, though.
I will, in common, run back. Likewise. Good to see Casimir.
You can see the elf sort of shoot a glance up at you and then at the figures encroaching behind you 10 feet. You can hear him murmur,
They're friends.
keeps to the elvish tongue. The phrase meaning, looks like you have brought mayflies in your wake. Mayfly is referring to those of a less long lifespan.
Yes. But they make good company.
And then he switches to common. And what business do you have with
Sure.
Casimir?
Well, I've found some information he was looking for. I
Kid.
hope to deliver it.
With all respect, I wasn't really asking you. You would know
I
that the
know.
elven kind trust one another, especially bonded, but suspicious to outsiders.
Yes, I know.
He
Sorry, I'm
nods.
choking down a wheat thins.
How's he been doing? I haven't seen him in a couple days.
Secluded as always.
Hmm.
But seem to be of higher spirit than usual for Casimir. Our
Yes.
princeling seems to be up to something.
Yes. Still
One
trying
of-
to find out.
Hmm?
Still trying to find out how to complete his works. Learning more magic.
One of the elves says something along the lines of mocking his works, twisting the words in such a way to imply that his works will be the doom of them. You can tell there's a certain air of disapproval, but nobody stops the likes of Casimir, perhaps out of fear or out of old respect. Nonetheless, they continue to look at Javik and Vasilka.
I'm not gonna lie, I'd probably just chuck him and be like, you guys are already doomed, so if anything, he's probably your best bet.
Yes, you're Casimir's Ilko, right? Speak like him too. Oh, we won't stop you. March on toward your demise.
Thank you. It'll be fun. And I will proceed to knock on Casimir's door.
As you walk away, you can overhear the conversation we're having before in Elvish before we came. They seem to be discussing 2 elves that have gone missing. One of them has returned, injured, but alive, and the other one is still missing. They also seem to be discussing the absence of one of Casimir's bodyguards, somebody they keep referring to as Ram. The conversation goes on. Knocking on the door. You hear it creak open, but there's nobody on the other side. The door opens on its own volition. You can see a skeletal, spectral hand kind of holding onto the knob. And then on the other side of the room, you can see Casimir across the table with his hand raised, sort of casting the levitate hand spell.
I will step in, and as soon as I'm inside, I'll flicker the skies to show who I am. Hello. How have you been? We had quite the adventure in the lake.
I trust that your venture beneath the lake is over and done with.
Yes, the deep end there was dealt with.
The Fane has been reclaimed.
Good.
Interesting.
Yeah, as the three kind of enter the hovel, inside Casimir's hovel, you can see it has a decorated vestibule and a comfortable room beyond with like a fireplace, wooden statuettes of like elven deities stand in like cubby holes along the one wall. There's a tapestry of a forest that hangs on the opposite wall. You see Casimir standing by a table upon which is a map and a backpack's contents strewn about in preparation for an expedition up Mount Gakis. Rations, rope, pittance, snowshoes. You can see Casimir's spellbook and the Tome of Strahd bundled in like a protective fur lining. Patrina's skull is like tightly secured to his robe's belt. Glancing up to look at all of you briefly, he nods, hearing that your venture went well. As for myself, the burden of my dreams sent to me by my dear dead sister do not relent their grasp upon my meditative hours. Freed from her languishings in the catacombs of Revelov, Patrina's spirit now repents for her many sins. Her resurrection is within our grasp, friends. Strahd's end is at hand. The Ember Temple awaits, and therein lies the hope of a secret to breaking Strahd's pact and freeing Barovia from this curse. Are you prepared for our ascent up the mountain?
Well, we do not yet have the clothing and gear for that. We were hoping to know somewhat of where it is before we proceeded, and then stop by the nearest village to purchase clothing such as that, and I'll point at kind of the pack that he has of stuff, which I'm assuming also has cold weather clothing.
No cold weather clothing for you, for he's not your tailor, but you do see that he did make the effort of purchasing a few snowshoes.
Right, I'm saying cold weather clothing for him.
Yes. He,
Right.
You know what? No, not even that.
Basically saying...
He doesn't have cold weather clothing. Instead, you can see he's still working his fingers, kind of playing with the ring on his hand. The ring of warmth, yeah. As for where it is, well, I have this. I've acquired this from one of the Vistani for a heavy price, but nonetheless. And he points toward the map on the table, showing it to you. If you're curious, you can even click on it and it will zoom in.
Okay.
Our ascent up to Mount Gakis is one-directional, following the southern roads. I know some of the way. I trust that the little gemstone we have acquired will be guidance once we've achieved proximity past this. And he points toward a little bridge in the center of the map, titled Tessalenka Pass. When we have crossed this, perhaps we could refer to the gemstone for further guidance.
That sounds like a reasonable plan.
Unless you have something of better cohesion.
I don't. This gets us a bit. It's close enough that the gemstone will be of most use, I think. Because it should only last about a day. So we want to make sure we're nearby when we use it.
Well, it's the only lead we have, so I might as well take it.
Yes.
You will be my escort on this expedition of mine. My fellow kin are not so eager to traverse up that mountain road. Most of them think me a fool. And, well, they'd be right. The
Yeah.
road ahead is dangerous, and if we're not prepared, it will be certainly our demise, as to say. So, make your preparations, and when you are ready, we shall commence.
Yes. Well, I'll look at the others. Given where that is, it's kind of either we stop by Valakai and go direct, or we go a little bit past it, hit Crash to get resources, and then head down to the pass. Do you have a preference?
We could stop on Crest, as you say, but if I recall correctly, the Vistani are merchants. They collect and exchange with travelers. We could try to see if they have any wares.
That might be worth doing. If they have what we need, then that would work.
They've also probably had eyes on that mountaintop, so we can ask them what to expect.
Yes.
Creatures alike. Or, excuse me,
Thank you, Casimir.
monsters.
Well, we're going to go chat with the Vistani, try and purchase some supplies from them if they have them. Otherwise, we will set out, stop by Kresk to buy supplies, and then head off to the pass. Would you like to come with us to the Vistani, or shall we pick you up afterwards?
I'll be here, not far. I have no reason to irritate the Vistani more than they already are with us, forced as they are to watch over us.
One question. I overheard some of the other elves talking. One of us has gone missing. The other that came back, I was out with him, that came back injured.
Yes, if you would recall, he did remind you back. This is like back when you joined us. 2 Dusk Elves went missing, looking for the daughter of the leader of this camp, Annabelle. And while they were looking for Annabelle, they went missing. Sort of kind of telling us for the sake of everybody else too, unless you all remember.
Yeah,
I wasn't here.
Yeah, so
the one we had found in the Soul Dragon's place.
2 of us vanished when they ventured into the Barrett's Mire, and one of them has returned, Rhaenys. His partner, however, we do not know of their fate. Well, that is a lie. Actually, you do know. You found his corpse.
Yes, we did.
This was back in Argynvost.
Yes.
Yeah, as a gentle reminder, I think one of you even has the journal.
Yes.
I remember the journal. I don't have it though.
Yeah.
I think Ramirez. No, Casimir had it.
Yeah, I think Casimir had it.
Yeah.
Well, if you want, I can hand that over to the other elves, and they can at least see and know some information about what happened to.
Honestly, I forgot I had this thing on me. I was too busy with my current task. Yes, I would very much appreciate you taking this to Rhaenys. Last time I saw him, he was speaking to one of Vistani near the central tent. I do not have time, but he points toward, like, across the room, a stack of books over yonder, where you can see the journals sort of stacked like 3 books deep.
Yeah, I will pull out the journal.
Yes, Rhaenys came back, I suppose 2-3 nights ago, very much injured, having survived the wilds. If you wish to be the bearer of bad news, that is a respectable task.
That is. I'll pull up the journal and flip through for a minute, and then get to the second to last page.
Fair enough.
Rhaenys came back. Rhaenys is dead, according to this.
That is the fault of witness records.
Probably.
Suppose he would have came back sooner have we found them, but He points toward
Yes.
the table as if to say, I've been distracted.
Yes. Well then. I think we'd best head out, talk to the Vistani, get some supplies, and then onwards to the temple.
He shall await you here. I'm just gonna remove the door for the sake of you guys. Boop. And boop. But he obviously keeps it closed all the while. They're here.
Yeah.
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 I'll make our way out. I'll pass up by these elves.
Hmm.
Where's Venus?
Undisguised?
I know, still disguised.
Okay,
I only flickered the disguise back
Yeah.
to Ramirez.
fair enough. They're still in their hushed whispers, speaking, avoiding the common tongue, speaking in their Dusk Elf tongue all the while. Seem to be discussing about how watching the daughter of the Vistani tribe here play around with the horses sort of remind them of their own children. Another one kind of adds into the conversation of just kind of mentioning them by name and whatnot. They're just reminiscing over memory, sullen as they are.
Where's Venus? Is he still up with the Vistani?
The Dusk Elf of Yonder nods toward up the hill, over to where the horses are.
You mean that guy?
Toward that guy.
Oh, up there. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah,
Thank
that
you.
guy you can see from here is another individual. This Dusk Elves, to those unfamiliar with them, all look the same almost, but this one stands out in particular because of his like tattoos that seem to almost like glow in the dim light, with a sort of like a moonlight glow. But he's not by the tent. The other one is by the tent.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I'll turn to Second Basilica and say, well, we should probably make progress and move forwards.
As Ramirez and Javik are progressing upwards up the hill, Vasilka, are you doing anything at the hovel?
No. I was checking the notes, sorry.
Okay, fair enough. Approaching this Dusk Elf yonder by the horses, he stands by about 5 of them gathered, 5 or half a dozen, sort of helping out other Vistani folk as he brings food sacks out of the Vardos and the various barrel-top wagons and adds to the troughs and whatnot.
Hello.
Chandre, he says in Elfish, the same greeting.
I am sorry to be the bearer of bad news, Venus, but we found the journal of Salvage back in Arkenvost Hold
You
a
have?
little while ago, along with his body.
Oh, that
Didn't
is...
make it.
Oh. I suppose such is
sorry.
fate.
Yes, we were too slow. If you want, it might bring you some comfort to see his last words, thoughts. Although, it was not a fun end for him. Not a pretty one.
It is over now, I suppose.
Yes.
He is in a much better place than this. The horrors we've endured.
What was the last
those-
thing he spoke of? Returning to the light.
Thank you for delivering this. I will look into it at another time. The memories of the mire are still fresh on my mind, and I'm still yet to recover, but I
The mire
expected
was
as much.
Painful and rather nasty. Although I've seen it slightly brighter as of late.
I thank you. Have we met before? There are so few of us left. I do not recognize your face.
We've met in the past. I wander a lot.
Well, you stay safe then.
The only way to keep sane.
Or dead.
I'll-
If what you say is
Yes,
true.
I'll pat my sword. I have this to keep me safe. Hopefully.
Hmm.
It's been good talking to you.
Sandre, he says the Elvish phrase once more, and keeping quietly to himself, still a little bit shaken from his Barrett's-Mire experience. He prefers the company of horses rather than his own folk for now, for horses don't talk.
Yes, I will.
Guy's got horse girl energy.
Yes, I'll turn back to him. Thank you for giving me time to do that. Well, into the main tent to talk to the Vistani, do you think?
Might as well see what's going on. Get some
Okay,
supplies.
Opening to the tent is, I'm assuming, right there?
Yeah,
So,
you pass by it to the north.
yes, I will go ahead and loop around.
As you loop around, you can hear activity from various Vardos. Some of them contain Vistani and their children playing various games. Some of them contain... one of them contains like an old crone, who seems to be like reading from a stack of cards in the candlelight. Another one contains a snoring couple. There's like bottles strewn all over their Vardo, and the Vardo itself reeks of... revelry. As you approach us,
yeah, I'll throw a couple minor illusions out with the children playing to try and enhance their games a bit.
Sure.
Nothing to try and scare them, nor the, hey, we're playing with toy soldiers and they start to move a little bit, or they look like they're moving a bit, and the like.
Fair enough. As you approach past the various wine casks at the front of the tent, you see a Vistana guard in orange bright garb and a pair of scimitars on either side of his body, sort of half sitting on one of the crates, watching the entrance and then watching you, and seems to be busy picking his nails, but his glance goes up. He simply nods for you to come inside, kind of parting the curtain away, not saying a word. Doesn't stop your advances, yeah. Entering within, there's 3 campfires and this heavy smell of smoke within. You see several figures. One, a familiar face to some of you.
That guy.
Lanky but muscular, sitting at the head of a tall, like a chair with like this tall back, the top of which is like seemed to be elegantly carved, like a raven spreading out its wings. To his side is a small child, a girl probably around 14 or 15 of age, ornamented in various gilded jewelry and wrist bells and whatnot. A bigger but similarly featured man, heavily built, wide-shouldered and hairy-chested, with similar facial features to the latter man, is currently just sharpening a 8-9 inch dagger, knife, butcher's tool onto like a soapstone. And a whole bunch of other Vistana are all over this tent, either tuning instruments or working their trade, just kind of sort of counting coin and goods. Others are drinking in merriment. And as you approach, the fire's light glints off the eyes of the lanky man as he smiles ear to ear and says, "Ah, we have guests.
Yes.
Come, sit, be merry, drink. How can I, Arigal, help you?" Speaks more to the 2 people in the back rather than Ramirez being a dusk elf and whatnot. Have we word from our lord?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. What would I say? Word from. Well, I don't know what I would say.
It has been some time since I've seen Strahd implement female whites. Huh. But look at that gleaming armor and those weapons. Well, what would I do to have a share of such riches? But alas, I am but a humble servant to thine lord. And, of course, his fine projects. He smiles toward Javik. So, what would it be? A new mission?
Well, we're looking to climb. Actually, no. What would I say?
We would
Do
like
I'm
to
opposite.
see your wares. We understand that you have things that normal towns don't have access to.
It speaks. Isn't that curious, brother? He turns toward the bigger man. Yes. Our wares are open to trade by all. What is it that you desire? And for a fair trade, we are willing to fetch and trade.
Mhm.
The Vistani being a more travel people, especially being able to traverse through the mist, are probably your best bet at any adventuring goods you might require.
Okay. Trying to be proper with what they say, like have a seat and have a drink. I'll grab one cup from a table, I guess, and
You
sit
grab
here.
a cup and you already see like one of Vistani approach you with this giant jug, and not wary like most folk would be of the undead nature that you are. He fills your cup and goes to sit nearby. A lot more
We have
used
a
to your
mug
kind.
for thee. I'll
Yeah.
I'll see if there's like anything empty on the ground, like a tankard, not a tankard, like I don't know, like a larger cup for myself.
It seems to be the spirit of it all, sort of a take what you want sort of ambiance to this place. But I'll bring it on the same. I'm gonna put something more, less Curse of Strahd, more Vistani, shall I? But for the sake of expediency, if you wish to trade, what is it you're looking for?
Cold weather
You know,
clothes,
Clothing?
Yeah.
pittance, ropes.
So one thing at a time, just looking them up.
Goddamn.
Cold weather clothing.
I know I have a blanket, but it's currently soaking wet.
Right, cold weather clothing is any outfit that consists of heavy furs, coats, or cloaks over layers of wool clothing, as well as fur-lined hat or a hood, goggles. They have fur-lined leather boots. They have gloves, and all these will serve to protect you against the effects of extreme cold. They weigh 5 pounds each. And I'm looking up their price right now, and I'm giving them the Vistani tax. Yes.
That's right.
Because if they are the only ones supplying it, then of course. They would go for 20 gold pieces each.
Wow, it's a high tax.
That being said, a quick glance at the goods, you can tell that they're legit. They're not here to cheat you. They just know that they're the only supplier.
Okay. I will happily pay that for cold weather clothing.
Hold on. Don't pay that out of your pocket. I got it.
Also, we would like to see if you could exchange this armor plate for another one that could fit my size.
We are not really in the business of equal exchanges, you see. Otherwise we'll be out of goods in no time. You know how many of those Valakians out there are in need of goods. I would ask for that and more. If you have anything to offer, we will put it on the scales and I can see what we can fetch. But if you're asking for like a full-scale meal, like
Let's see which is the one I can use. I
like
don't recall.
full plate?
Yeah.
Full
It
plate
was
is like a 1500.
breastplate.
Full-
Breastplate.
Oh, breastplate. Okay.
Yes. Breastplate.
In exchange for what?
For the breastplate of Ramirez on.
So there's a minor problem with that.
Hmm?
I couldn't carry the breastplate, so that's sitting back at the winery.
That's why I'm asking.
we didn't pick
What
it
are you
up?
offering? Yeah.
Oh, so
I
we got
remember
it.
you placed. I remember you placed an order for a breastplate with Crash like, that will be ready in 8
Yeah.
days' time. I don't remember any other breastplate.
No, yeah, we picked it up from the winery when we went to. When we got the death ward, we went to the winery and we picked that up. You remember, guys, or hallucinating?
I don't remember us picking it up. I remember us looking at you potentially wearing it and then just saying that no, you can't wear the breastplate that was sized for Ramirez.
Okay. I thought we picked it
And I
up.
thought
Okay.
we didn't bring it, but I don't remember.
Okay.
I thought that breastplate was getting worked on at Crash, and then we rested for those like 7
Oh.
days, like that downtime.
Correct.
And then you did pick it
Yeah.
up, yeah.
Well,
Yeah, that makes
Right?
well, you didn't rest for several days after you placed the order. You placed the order, like after RP.
Yes, after.
Yeah. So
I thought it was before.
I have 8 days with the advancement of time that we have.
Yeah,
That being said, if you have anything to trade, they do have a breastplate at hand. They would just ask for something to tip the scales in their favor.
What about just straight gold to compensate the difference, or do they want physical items?
They'll take gold.
Give them gold. How much for?
How
much gold?
Breastplate's going to be expensive.
Yeah, they're asking for like a 400 gold pieces price in gold for it.
Don't worry, Casimir can protect me on the trip.
For every piece of platinum that we have is what, 10 gold?
10 gold pieces.
It's 40 pieces of platinum.
Alright, so doing the math, I don't know if that's right, but with what I'm carrying, just the platinum alone is about 2,500 gold worth.
Yeah, we've got. We also have those 2 magic daggers that I don't know if we will ever use.
You have
Yeah,
20
we have 'em.
20
They're
platinum
worth a
pieces on
lot.
yourself.
No, I have 249 platinum pieces.
Are you using a D&D Beyond sheet?
No, it's in my inventory. I have 200. That's when we found all the gold, and I asked like, "Hey,
Why
what
don't you
should I
note
make
your
if I
money
put it into
where
this
money
spend?"
goes? Why do you put it like?
No, I didn't put it up there. Yeah, sorry.
I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I'm like, why don't you just put the money where the money is? Okay, fair enough.
200.
Yeah,
yeah,
I believe you looted
260.
Patrina's.
Okay, so-
yeah.
Yeah, so I have 269, so it's actually 2690
Mm-hmm.
gold. And then plus 350, so that's 402 gold. All right, there. I'm just gonna get rid of that.
It's okay.
Get rid of this
We can leave the breastplate alone. No.
All the while, the smiling man seems to be playing with like a glass statuette of a bird that seems to be animated, kind of cleaning its wings as he's petting it. You guys can decide. Give me like a total of what you're getting, and we'll just expedite this as a trade.
Yeah, let's. I say at least get more rope so we can take what 2 or 3 more rope.
Hemp or silk?
Ooh, what's the
The weight.
Weight.
The difference.
Yeah, that's the weight.
Weight and price.
Weight and strength too.
I don't know. If we're mountain climbing, I'd rather almost have the silk.
Okay.
I'm sitting on 2 silk ropes I'm carrying. I'd also like to just get
Really?
10 pythons. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I
shit.
used some of them and then recovered them in the castle.
Pittons I don't think we have, but I suppose we could take some of the horseshoes and reshape them to size.
Don't suppose you have a climbing kit then?
He kind of sort of looks toward Luvash, who's already like picking up his like smithing supplies, a large hammer and like other stuff. I could make it. It would probably take me like a day.
I'll take just the pythons then.
Climbing pick, pittons, rope, whatever else is in the climbing.
Yeah, just
What?
the pythons then.
And for the odd chance, do you could have anything exotic, magical, maybe?
Ah, oh, white wraith of fine tastes. I suppose. He gets off his chair and pats the little girl on the head as he makes his way with his brother across the tent. The brother is going to go ahead and begin making those pittons. You can already hear him grabbing several of the horseshoes. Where's my horseshoes? Horseshoes over here. And here working those. Those are going to cost you because they claim that money to cover the work. But Aragil does approach one of the Vardos outside the tent. And you can see him bring out a set of keys and begin to open like 5 different locks on the front of the Vardo. And finally, the door opens. And let's see what he has. Give me like a minute. Yeah. Can you write in chat what you're buying so I can have a grand total? Thanks.
Pen pittons. Do we want more rope?
Yeah, I don't have any, so I'm gonna say yes.
I only have 1 of hemp, so like let's get 2 silk rope. And then are the shoes going to be separate? I mean, just put them in there, I guess.
Casimir had some already.
Yeah, but just him. We don't. So we need 3 sets.
Yeah.
If that costs anything, I don't know if that's an actual item or not, or if that's just
It
flair.
is.
Oh, okay. We have blankets. We have furs. We need food, rations.
Yeah, we could need rations.
So if...
Okay. So, presenting the more exotic items, the latest finds he has, you can see there's a very large gemstone. Can you roll me a 1d4?
1d4.
Thanks.
2.
Okay. It is an emerald gemstone about the size of your fist that is mounted on this silver brace that has 4 legs to kind of balance it on the floor. He explains that this is an elemental gem used to summon elemental beings on command. This one specifically, he explains, has been fetched all the way from the oceanic lands of Chult. The shores of the jungle land, the rain. Therefore, should any of you use an action to break the gemstone, it will summon forth a water elemental, as if you have cast a conjure elemental spell. Yeah, he has one of those emerald elemental gems. He has other things too. You can see several potions lining the wall of the Vardo. One of them is a potion of heroism. Another one is a potion of frost giant strength. Another one is a potion of supreme healing. Just very rare potions that he seems to be keeping on behind glass, lock and key. You see he has a spell scroll. It is of 7th level. The spell being Create Magen. Summons forth like a servant of sorts. It is of the blood magic variety, rather exotic to these lands. But yeah, other than that, he also has like a robe that has a bunch of like patches on it. You can see like a patch that's shaped like a dagger. One is shaped like a lantern. Another patch on the robe is like shaped like a mirror with this like reflective surface. One is shaped like hempen rope, and one is shaped like a sack. It's a robe of useful things. One can like simply peel off any of these patches and summon forth these items. It's like a D100 table of items you can peel off this thing.
Yeah.
That's the latest haul of the Vistani.
Okay. How much is the water elemental?
Let me see. It is an uncommon item. I'm willing to part with it for 500 gold pieces.
I think sounds reasonable. What do you guys think?
Could be useful.
Sorry, I'm just looking at some stuff. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have another body if we had an elemental, but it's pretty expensive for a one-time use.
Yeah.
Then again, we have like
We
a
have
fuck
lots
ton of money and nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh, my chair.
So I don't think we necessarily need that. I don't have any real need of any of the other ones. I suppose. How much for that healing potion?
The Supreme?
Yes.
Let me take a look. I believe it is a very rare item. It's gonna cost you more than an elemental gem.
Yeah.
Gross.
Then. Yeah.
Yeah, Supreme Healing is like a D... 10 D4
10d4 plus 20.
Yeah, holy fuck.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't want it. Throw it back.
He seems to try hard to stifle down a laughter. If you are debating whether or not you can spend an emerald gemstone, perhaps the potion is out of your pocket. But if you do have that sort of money, 10,000?
Fuck, dude.
That is more than I care to
Who the
spend.
hell has 10,000 gold here?
Lots of people, probably lots of normal parties who aren't in Barovia.
There's probably like 2 people.
You have the right intuition. I do trade with people outside of Barovia.
Yeah.
I've had Vistani show up to Candlekeep. That was fun.
Yeah.
I'll pick the water weird from outside my pocket and say like, oh, in Primordial, maybe you need some company while I'm approaching to pick up the gem.
No, the money first.
What,
Then you wouldn't want to touch any of our wares without having paid first. We deal with more than just goods. We're known to deal in hexes, and you'll not be mistaken to assume that our items are well protected. The money first.
I say we get it. Like, it's useful. And as we say, we don't have use for the money at the moment.
Agreed. It's reasonable to do.
Fine. I have a total of 472 if someone just wants to cover the rest.
22. I have 26 gold, so.
And then Ramirez gets the 2 gold then.
Sure.
Fair enough. For a total of 500 gold pieces, you see him take out a card from the side of his coat. You can see the card is bloodstained and bears some sort of a creature upon it. Almost lichen-like, but no flesh, just muscle and bone and claws. He flicks the card towards the gemstone, and you can see it clash against like a magical barrier that then fizzles out. And then grabs the gemstone and hands it over to Basilica, exchanging it for the gold. You now have an emerald elemental gemstone. I'll make a handout for it later, but for now we can have this.
Okay.
Yeah. A pleasure.
Would they
Yes.
They happen to have a belt of dwarven kind?
What is that, my friend? They can probably fetch it for you. They don't have it on them currently. This is their treasure Vardo.
Yeah, that's what I was just asking.
They can fetch it. They can fetch it for you, but they take half the gold in advance.
Nah.
That's a good item.
I probably don't even have time.
If you have the gold for it, they can fetch things for you from Beyond the Mist, sort of operating behind Strahd's
Yeah.
back. But yeah,
What does that run then? Plus their tax. But it's rare.
It's gonna be like a lot rare items. Like in the 5,000 gold piece range.
Yeah, I ain't got that shit.
Yeah, we're good, I think.
Yes.
So I think at this point we kind of collect our non-magical stuff. So the 10 pythons, 2 silk ropes, and 3 sets of snowshoes.
Right. So snowshoes, Casimir already bought for you, so I'll spare you from spending gold on that. But silk rope,
Okay.
that's 20 for 2. Pitons are going to be an additional 10 gold pieces just cause, so 30 altogether. Rations are cheap, 5 gold pieces, 35. What else? That's it?
That's everything.
Yeah, 35 gold pieces for that trade. 35, yeah.
I got it.
Okay, cool enough. Luvash will come back with your horseshoe shaped into pitons.
I was actually going to ask, I just thought of it now. And I'm terrible at this.
Sup.
So before... Okay, what? I don't see Brandar on the map, but are we just saying because we just came from the
So
lake,
Brandar
he's with us here?
Okay, go for it, yeah.
I was going to say, if Brandar is here because he's following us,
Sure.
currently because we just left the lake, if he is with us, and if we do take the night to rest, could he do his what's his class, artificer stuff, and like, you know, he's gonna fuck off for like whatever amount of time, so like could he just buff us up with any of those things that he can do?
I mean, if you have a specific request, yes.
Which one you want?
I'd have to take the list and go fucking look. I mean, I can do that.
You'd have to talk to Mac. That's what you'd have to do.
Yeah.
I could literally talk to Mac about it, because I'm not gonna play his character for him, and I'm not gonna like give you the best of the best without you knowing what you want, just because I have NPCs for that. Mac's character is not my NPC. Yeah.
Do you want a +1 armor? He can give you that. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wait. I'll message Mac after the session, or like tomorrow or something over the week, and then just be like, hey, is it cool if we do this in the meantime? And then if you come back, we can just revert everything if it's possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. I'll hold on to some things.
Yeah. Also, Savik, I'm assuming you're grabbing the 2 extra ropes.
Yeah, I can take the ropes. I can take a bunch of shit.
Yeah. And you want it? And because I have no carrying capacity, you want to grab the rations as well, because rations
Are
are
heavy.
weighing a lot.
Oh yeah.
Rations weigh a lot.
Okay, hold on.
That's everything I have.
I don't suppose I could offer you a horse for your travels as well. We have the finest.
Oh, well, you do have a monopoly on them. That's right.
Don't want to talk about it.
As nice as they are, as nice as those horses are, I think we prefer to be on foot. We are expecting somewhat difficult terrain.
You are also cryptic. Where is it that you're heading precisely, if I may be so inquisitive?
We're going to the mountains.
Yes, we're going up for a hike in the mountains. It will be most enjoyable to get out of the mist and into cold, crisp air.
I hear there's wendigos in there that are causing trouble.
Yes.
Ariel Vistani does not say much. She simply continues to smile and just says, Very well. Is there anything else I can get you while you're at it? Looking at the open purse of coin.
You could get items from outside the mist. Maybe a sentinel shield. Yeah, will be something you could...
Yeah, again, he explains that he'll take half the gold in advance.
15,000.
Yeah.
15,000. Oh, no. Thank you.
No, just any...
I think
any magical.
At this point the answer is no.
Given enough time, enough travel, my people can fetch you nearly anything you wish. We have our ways of traversing the world. If you are patient and have the coin for it, and we can fetch you the crown of kings.
Yeah, I think we're quite good as we stand.
Mm.
And I think I
Can you fetch me a gemstone with someone's Tiamat?
Fuck yeah.
There is a scroll
It's a scroll.
of
Mm.
Terrask, at least, if you want.
Yes, that's the scroll of Tarask.
Never heard of such a thing.
Which is amazing.
Nor would I want to fetch that thing.
Um,
I am of sane mind and would not want this upon to land. Fuck that.
Yes, no sane being would want.
If you're
this.
talking about the one from Icewind Dale, no spoilers,
Yes.
but I'm pretty sure if you summon it, that's the bad ending.
Yeah.
That's the you players used a cheap item to cheat your victory and now you all suffer ending.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many
Well-
rations did we get?
10?
I paid for 10.
Do you need food?
I technically do.
Okay.
Although,
Plebeian.
Because I'll hold on.
Sure. I'll keep. You can keep mine.
yeah. Well, that's everything that I had and he wanted to purchase.
Hmm.
I don't suppose you know of any dangers in the mountains we should be aware of beyond the normal things.
Of course I know of all the dangers. This is why I give you all those goods for so cheap.
So you plan on taking them back once we die?
I did not say no such things. I simply felt bad that you would not be repeat customers. So if you do survive, you'll know where to find me. Me, with my cheaper than usual goods.
If
Yes.
if there anything in the mountains that you will like, so your prices are even cheaper.
Well, now that you mention it, I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Not particularly. Vistani have very much, not much to wish for in these lands. Yeah. If anything, they're the providers. But the appreciation gesture, I'll think about it though, and I'll say something in retrospect.
Yeah.
You can send the raven to us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think with that, I think we'll probably go pick up Casimir and head out.
Yes.
Yeah, we should be good.
Okay.
Yes.
I will say, up until the end of the session, if anybody of you guys want to purchase anything in retrospect, just because I hate shopping so much, I want to keep things going. If something comes to mind later, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I want to spend the gold," and having bought that, if it's not something that would have broke the game, I'm gonna say yes, obviously. But we can move on then. You gather your goods that you bought, and get your snowshoes and map of the Gulkis region from Casimir as he joins your side. You depart. If you wish to do anything before you depart, you can do it respectively. But to keep things moving from where you were, which is over yonder, your travels. Who is leading the group? Because Casimir is going to be the front, but if anybody wants to join him as he leads the group westward and toward Mount Gulkis, anybody wishes to sort of be the forward scout?
Yeah, I'll be on the front.
Okay. So Casimir is going to go with you up to Raven River Bridge, the intersection of the rain, leading you down that familiar road. Go ahead and roll me a sort of a perception check as you're leading the group.
14.
18.
18. Okay.
I'll allow guidance on that. It's fine. Fair enough.
I forgot. We need tents.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, okay, so
Yeah.
tents come in two sort of sizes. There's like 2-person tents, and then there's like a yurt which can fit like 10 people. The yurt is obviously more expensive, but it's pretty much what the Vistani use for their central tent. That kind of style of tent, like almost like a circus tent, I want to say.
Just something. Let's just stay something.
2-person
small.
tents will cost you like 10 gold pieces each.
All right, I'll get them.
Okay.
Yep.
One of the Vistani who is like an artist, because these are all the Vistani are very varied people. There's silversmiths, there's blacksmiths, there's jewel crafters. One of them is a painter. They can even like do any patterns on your tents if you so wish to mark yourselves. They're eager to like throw that service in for the same part of the price, sort of thing. Just in case you want to draw a tent and then like customize it. I don't know. I like doing that. Cool. So whoever wants to cover the cost of those tents can cover that.
Got it.
With an 18 Basilica, about an hour is spent in like a steady march down the Svalage Road. You guys are traveling on foot, bags upon your backs. A cold wind rustles the trees as you kind of look about, chills your face. A storm front rises from the south. You see ahead, about 60 feet across the road, a leaflet that was nailed to a nearby tree tears away from its place and flutters away in the breeze across the road. You see more leaflets as you maneuver down the road, secured to the bark of dark sentinel trees on either side of the road. All these paper posters bear the same sort of message. Lost. Please help find Gertrude.
Oh yeah, that girl.
That is all you can make out from the writing. The ink has long faded to mist and rain, and the paper is weather-worn and torn by storm and time. Some distance ahead, however, you notice a woman in tattered rags, soaked by the rain, her face veiled beneath her hood. She's hammering a nail into a tree, attaching another waterlogged sheet of parchment to the dark bark, muttering incoherently beneath her breath. Is there anything you wish to do?
During this trip, I would be doing that and throwing Inspiring Leader out to give folks temporary hit points.
Sure thing.
1 second.
Wow!
15 temporary hit points now.
I'll just approach the lady who is hammering the tree. I'll try to comfort her.
What do you say?
Your Gertrude will be found. You just need to be patient and trust in the morning, Lord. He has a way of bringing things to light once more.
Okay. The woman turns to face you. The face beneath the hood is that of death. Cadaverous, emaciated, cheeks and eyes sunken into the skull. 2 glowing red pinpoints stare out from where eyes once have been. Mortal wounds mark the front of her robe, where the claws of some beast gutted the woman from belly to throat. A raspy, shuddering imitation of breath emanates from the weeping woman. With lethargic movements, the cadaver goes through its motions, mindless and absent of soul. All that remains of Mad Mary is a walking corpse, forever cursed to search for her missing daughter.
Oh,
I know, I can't help that.
no, you're fine. No, you're fine. I like dog. Well, we've already ran into this woman before when we met Jenny Greenteeth. But we're just like, nah, fuck
I
that.
imagine her current state is because of green teeth. You probably made a deal of some sort.
Either made a deal or she got lost in the woods for too long and something found her. But either way.
If something found her, she wouldn't still be standing without a deal.
I don't know what is worse, if what's happening to her
Me.
now, or if she will be cursed to do the march to Ravenloft and jump from the cliff.
Well, either way, what's done is done. She's an undead. Either let her be, or we push forward, or take that thigh bone out.
Is it possible to identify what kind of creature made the dealing blow? Like it was a large, small, medium? werewolf.
Sorry, I'm muted. Roll me a medicine check. The woman is standing by the tree, going through the motions, giving a glance at her wounds.
23.
23. It would not be out of the question that this was done by some feral wolf-like being, whether it was a werewolf or a normal wolf of the woods. The lacerations are a little bit larger than your average paw. Some beast of the woods, bear, wolf, along the lines of that, has raked and shattered a few ribs and did not bother eating the body. Just sort of left it on the forest floor and before it rose.
I don't think Granny did this. But,
You don't see any
Just
bite marks akin to like werewolf bites or anything that you've seen before.
whatever killed her was not interested in feeding. So.
I don't doubt it. There's things in these woods I just want to kill just for the pleasure of it. But
Yes.
what's done is done.
Continue.
Fair enough. I'm assuming you guys are like bundled up in your heavy furs and whatnot at this point, correct?
Yes.
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yeah, like I always been walking slowly, putting them on as the temperature drops or whatever.
Okay. Vasilka, you're gonna
Put a
keep
little
leading
blanket.
the party as you maneuver another 2 miles down south?
Yep.
Okay, fair enough. Roll me another one of those perception checks. Should you wish to follow Casimir as he turns at the Raven River crossroads. Casimir turns southward, following road signs that read to Thessalonica Pass. One moment, somebody is knocking at my door.
No worries.
You're good.
So okay, can you? I'd approach you with the Ring of Spell Storing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you put some of that healing magic in here again? Might be useful to have another person to bring people back quickly. I have 1 level of spell slot left in there that I can fill in.
Healing word. Or sanctuary. What were you looking for?
Healing word is probably more useful. Because I dumped a hex in there as part of our long rest thing. But I will go ahead and put a healing word in here.
Okay. As you do so, you see Vasilka, the path ahead becomes a gravel road that hugs Mount Gakis, climbing to great heights, hundreds upon hundreds of feet in the air. Mile by mile, you continue the ascent. Wind and snow make the journey treacherous. The road curves, making a lengthy switchback into the edge of Mount Gakis. The air grows colder, and you encounter patches of snow more frequently until they become unbroken. As you begin your journey through the winding hills that lead to Mount Gakis, what did you roll me there? Oh, wow, 26?
26. Yeah.
Stark at first in the sky through the clouds of white, you make out a shape, and then the thing in its entirety. You see the shadow of an enormous flying creature briefly blot out the light overhead. Snow drifts off its leathery white wings, leaving a frosty trail in the wake of its long scaled tail. You see, with a 26, a gargantuan white dragon fly far, far overhead southward. What do you do?
I'll tend to the party. Maybe we should take a rest or give it some time for it to fly away.
We could always just keep moving through the tree line. Is it Argynvost? Is it his baby?
No, Argynvost was silver.
Silver.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Bro, fuck that.
Like, I think if
White
the
is very, very bad.
worst comes to pass,
I think
We
any
may
dragon is really, really bad.
offer him something in return. They enjoy hoarding.
Luckily for you, it seems to pay you no mind, focusing instead on transporting the carcass of a large goat that it has clutched in its talons. It soon then vanishes from sight beneath the dark clouds that circle the snowy peak of Mount Gakis, sort of flying in a southeastern direction.
Maybe he went. Wait, where did he get the goat? Maybe
When I
from the winery.
When I say
goats, been from like here.
when I say
No, I
goat,
know.
it was quite large.
Yeah.
A giant goat.
Hmm.
I think if I would know anything about dragons, probably not.
You can try a. Let me see here.
I'm trying to see what would I. Okay, so yeah, I'll actually want to know where would a dragon, and based on the limited amount of knowledge that I would have on this land, where I think its lair would be, or its den or something.
Oh, that is interesting. That's gonna be a survival roll. Or survival or nature. Choose one. Both sort of apply. Nature a little bit more than the other, but I know that they can be different bonuses.
I'll
me.
do survival because it's the highest. 9.
DM, why is it a survival check? I'm trying to survive. 9. You would know the bare basics of what you heard from sort of bar talk or among your tribe. Because true dragons are not exactly mythical creatures of legend. They exist in the world. The worm cousins, they make their home in high layers. White dragons are things of frost and winter, layering often in icy caves or atop high mountain peaks. Some of them have been known to bore into icebergs, which float across oceans. Luckily, there's none of those in Barovia, unless you come across one up in the mountains, like a frozen lake or something. But they tend to make their dens in high places where they can sort of rule as solo sovereigns. They're very prideful creatures that consider themselves like lone masters of their domain.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Often they make their layers in such a way that their treasure hoards and such are buried beneath the ice.
Okay.
Go on.
And I was gonna say, is it known, or is it only a certain type of dragon? Because obviously, out of character, I have no idea. Can they turn into humans at will?
Most dragons can. There's many times, many stories of dragons turning into some sort of a humanoid shape. Not humans per se, but really they can polymorph into any humanoid you wish.
Okay.
Typically picking a certain favorite form among many.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As we are going up the mountain, is there any traces of a change of the weather, like hard wind or ice in the road?
Certainly, yes. You see patches of snow that have become unbroken at this point, covering the entire ground in that sort of Kresk-like landscape, but even colder. There are strong winds that sort of blow snowdrifts from mountain peaks above, in front of you down the path. Heavy precipitation kind of brings snowfall in your direction. You see small ponds and bodies of water frozen over, frigid water flowing beneath the ice. Ice, smooth, slippery, thin at places, and that breaks off and melts away into the many rivers of Barovia. But yes, there's a noticeable drop in temperature. Kind of very suiting the layer that would provide icy caves and deep subterranean chambers far from the muted sun of Barovia for such a creature to reside. Glacial ice caves, labyrinthine cliff faces.
Well,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you guys want to move through the woods still and just keep moving? Because it seems like he's preoccupied. You're gonna go back and eat, or we
Yeah,
can just
yeah.
stay on the road or go woods.
I think we want to keep going until we get to about here, and then decide. At that point, we can then use the gem to try and get a better read on locations and make progress.
I almost feel like I should make this the map. Just so you guys don't have to zoom in so much and whatnot.
It's alright.
Okay,
Don't worry about it.
I'll do it next session.
Casimir, if you don't mind, could you protect me with your magic? I'm asking for mage armor.
Certainly. He casts the magic. It's like a foul black mist that envelops you for a moment, and then shimmers out of vision. Sure. I believe that's 24 hours? 8?
8 hours.
Okay, fair enough. 8 hours from this point. It is a few hours past dawn. I'm going to say it's about 10 in the morning. 10 bells, for the sake of this. As you continue to travel on the road or in the woods, what do you guys decide?
In the road, I will say.
For the sake of topography and elevation, every line like this is 100 feet of elevation. The road clings on to the cliffside, traveling along it to the switchback road along the woods. 2 more miles up. If Vasilka's still leading the party, you can go ahead and roll me a perception check as you're keeping an eye out for dragons and other threats. Cool. A total of 10, with 2 essentially natural ones. But it is an insane perception bonus. Okay. So luckily for you, as I mentioned, since that dragon does not return or pay you no mind for now, I'm not sure if you were spotted or it was otherwise occupied as it overpassed. Treading another 2 miles up the path, shortly after bypassing the southern hills and entering the craggy road that winds through the mountains, Vasilka, you see footprints in the snow, barely obscured, and luckily 10 is exact scene needed to see this. The footprints are leading behind like a jagged rock formation off the side of the road. They seem to be human. You count 3 pairs.
I'll tell the party that, but why will anyone come on this way? If there is a dragon roaming around, I doubt anyone will feel safe here.
Probably not even so much the dragon. It's just people trying to find at least a bit of survival or hope. Perhaps they know something over here that we don't.
Zafik.
What's the size of the footprints too?
So, I don't know footprint size IRL, but it's like a large adult.
Yeah, that's
like a 13 or 14. We're talking like large. A smaller adult size, probably like a 10 or 11. And a smaller adult still, maybe not a child for sure. Maybe somebody in their teens, if they were human or humanoid. So there's a variety of age in there, but they're 3 very unique footprints. Seem to be like bundled up, not barefoot, bundled up in such a way as to not form footprints, but footfalls nonetheless. Does that make sense? Not like a civilized boot.
Yeah, it's just like cloth or something wrapped around their feet.
Yes,
it's just
exactly.
Regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's
Do you
no.
have any idea how long ago these were?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Judging by the precipitation stuff and the snowfall, these would have been probably buried overnight. So probably no longer than like a day old.
Do you wish to follow them and ask them something?
They are not fresh either, because they would have been like a clear imprint. They're a little dusted over. So left a while ago, but not more than a day. Don't mean to interrupt. Just want to be accurate.
They follow the road, or did they go off the road?
The footprints in the snow lead behind a jagged rock formation off the side of the road. The road itself is treaded, but these footprints are leading off the side of the road.
Well, I suppose probably should we go investigate? See who it is. Talk to them.
Yeah, they may know.
It's possible.
Something.
I mean, they may, but it's also not our. Being cold and shrewd about it, it's also like it's not our job. And like, what would possess anyone to come all the way out here, all the way to the south? But I don't know. I feel like we might be walking into a small trap. Danger senses are tingling.
Reasonable. Shall we continue then?
Is it possible to say they willingly? Okay, hold on. How am I trying to phrase this? They just deviated. They just willingly did it. They weren't like. There's not like
running.
Yeah, there's not like there's not other footprints that we would see, or like anything that might be given away, like broken branches, like they're trying to run from something, maybe, or.
Why don't I just give you a look?
There was another factor.
I mean, like, you're standing right there. Why don't I just give you a look? There you are on the footpath.
Give me a little look-see.
Yeah, there you are on the footpath. These footprints are leading off from behind a rock.
Okay.
Behind the jagged rock formation through the trees, you see like a campsite on a rise, obscured by the trees. But I mean, you'll be able to see it from here. It's like not even 30 feet away from you.
We may ask if they know any buildings up the mountain, being the Amber Temple.
Well, I think we'd be a little bit quiet about where we're actually going, but.
Well, if we're this close, like if this is what it's looking like, then
I'm like, you're 30 feet away from it. I don't know why I'm being coy about some things. I'm like, you can literally see where it heads off.
I would. I was gonna say, like, are you gonna sneak this?
No.
If you are, I'm gonna. Oh, okay.
Okay.
I am walking unstealthily.
Fair enough. Stark against snow.
I have disguised myself as a human at this point.
All right. Fair enough. Whenever you disguise yourself, if you can give me a brief description of what that looks like, that would help me in future encounters with this. However, don't worry about it this time, because as you're kind of approaching, you can tell that nobody is there to greet you. This campsite is abandoned, including an extinguished campfire. You can see a torn and shredded leather tent, and like a trio of fur-lined sleeping bags within the tent.
Well, whoever was here is not here anymore. I will go.
Well, I appreciate you being on the air of caution. Approaching, you can see that nobody else remains here. What do you wish to do?
I'm assuming are these big animal prints?
Roll me a nature check.
Also there?
Yes.
Okay. Nature -1. Haha!
Yeah.
Got a 1.
You see paw prints. Probably like wolves or something. By the size of them, maybe like a dire wolves, but far larger. Maybe they had a pet.
I'll jump inside the tent. Try to see what they left behind.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
13.
Okay. As you investigate around the tent and the sleeping bags, you see 3 water skins and a pouch full of rations. The tent have like these druidic charms hanging throughout the inside of the tent, bearing various symbols. You can tell One of the symbols is sort of like a snowflake, another symbol of like that of like blowing winds in a sort of like spiral formation. Among them are like these runes as well, and they're all sort of hanging like protective charms throughout the tent. You find no bodies, but you do find gear similar to what you're wearing, bundles of clothes, snowshoes that were used, and hunting gear, bows and such, arrows, stashed in one corner of this tent. But they're stashed not organized, sort of like tipped over.
Yeah.
The patchy grass beneath you, beneath the firs, has been cleared away to provide a warm environment. Whoever camped here is native to these lands and knows what they're doing to survive, not just some Valakian escaping from the city. With a 13, you find something as you're heading out of the tent, near the entrance of the tent. It is a severed hand. Half buried in the snow. There's a black splatter of old blood on the side of the tent, up on the leather, where the hand must have landed.
I'll leave the hand where it is and walk out. Whoever was here seems to have been taken away from this world.
Well,
Well,
I don't want. This will start becoming my land though, but it is what it is.
yes.
Yeah, I don't think we could help them, whoever was there, to all everything.
Let's be careful that whatever this large animal is does not come and get us. And I think we probably head on.
Well, we're walking out. I would like to check around the tree line, see if there is anything watching us.
Looking around the tree line, along the snow and the underbrush, if there are eyes upon you, you do not see them, but you do see a set of footprints that leads away from the camp. Human.
Which way?
Leading away.
South. Bear.
Let me just take a look real quick on the map, okay?
Mm-hmm.
North, actually. No, south. Leading away from the camp southward, south of the tent. You can tell that the paw prints have come from the direction as well.
Well, we're this close to the temple, but whoever was out here knows what they were doing. They know how to handle themselves, or what we thought, but they also know the risks.
Yes.
Could be some of the hunters from Valaki.
Or it could be some of the druids that were at the other shrine. I'm assuming that there would be other families or other branches of them here.
Maybe there is an odd chance that they're still alive, or one of them survived.
Do you think it's worth following after them to try and get information? If we come in and save them, they would be potentially willing to give us information. They might have very useful information for us, but it also puts us at risk.
Yeah, but I will hate
We have a
leaving them
mission.
to their luck.
Well,
And if everyone agrees, I think we should follow this prince. If they are dead, we should find the body soon. I don't think they will have escaped the base.
I think the body was either eaten or otherwise dealt with. This is odd. Look at this thing. He kind of pokes the hand. I have half a mind that we were walking into some sort of a trap. Look at the veins on this hand, blackened. I have not seen such a thing besides on my servants, but they were walking corpses. The veins have blackened, grown hard upon the severed hand.
Is this like reminiscent of like Gulthias maybe? Or any other things that might be somewhat related to that?
You're pretty certain no. Not
Okay.
like that. More like just like the veins have bloated and tinged black. Not so much like a bark-like corruption across the skin, but good guess. There's like a pair of discarded spears stained with black blood nearby as well. Whoever was here seemed to have like fought. As Casimir like unburies one of the spears here. Looks at it, it looks pretty primitive, very much akin to like the druidic weapons that you saw in Yesterhill.
I think if we're going to follow the footprints and try and see what happened to this body, it's very likely a trap, but it could give us information. We should go now, otherwise we should continue on.
I would honestly just rather... Zavik, I would say, would continue on. Because we've come this far, we nearly died the other day. Actually, earlier today, maybe.
Yeah. Continue on.
Coming out of the lake.
Deal with what we can, make progress. Try and solve the temple.
We're gonna need everything. We're gonna need all of our strength to get through these, whatever that temple holds.
Yes, the temple is.
We already have a taste of it.
I like Javik's pragmatism. We should not concern ourselves with the wild things of this land and the people of it. We are not here for them. We are here for me and my mission. I would rather not risk my expedition to save some survivor. It is the survival of the fittest, isn't it that right, Javik? The wilds will take them, so be it. We go on.
I will quickly just scale this tree and look down the path that the footprints lead to try and see if I can see anything from up on top of the tree.
Roll me a perception with advantage. Gaining a slight vintage on the tree, you can see about a mile south of this abandoned site. The forest grows ever thicker along the base of the mountain, but you can see it give way to a small clearing where a frozen lake, a pond more than lake really. There's a frozen pond about a mile to the south that's split by this like icy causeway that extends across the middle. You can see the path back. Are you looking for anything else specific?
No, mainly just looking to see if I can see. Here's clearly where this person went.
The trees obscure the ground.
Yeah. Well,
in the direction of the footprints, there's a lake I described.
Yeah. Well, if they did go that way, there's a small lake that they could have arrived at. It's maybe a mile out. Wouldn't take us long to get there, but I do want to keep as much as we can of our resources for the temple, because it will be complicated and tedious and draining. The Fane itself drained us. I understand your desire to help the person there, and I think that they would potentially give us useful information if they're alive. If they're not, we don't necessarily get much.
Well, I understand. I'll get inside the tent and pick up some of the winter clothing, just in case we found them alive and not froze.
You pick up one of the bundles of cloth. They are made of furs and leathers, use like bones to sort of button themselves close, lined with wolf's fur on the inside, and have a stitchwork along the back of the cloaks in a sort of like a giant's rune design upon each of the cloaks' backs.
I'm sorry, say that part again. What was on their backs?
Stitchwork shaped like giant runes.
Okay.
Like yeah.
I will, seeing those runes, I will pay very close attention to them.
Do you know giant?
I do know giant.
Oh, you can read them. One of the cloaks has a name upon it. It spells out Birkild, a female's name in giant tongue. As well as an honorific title, Winter Mother. Birkild, Winter Mother. Another cloak has the name Runa, the Far-Seeing. And a third cloak, the smallest of them all, has Kaldur. But doesn't have an honorific on it.
Maybe this was like a Goliath family or so.
Well, that changes my inclination. Whoever these people are, potentially they know more things similar to mind magic. And I'll kind of show the runes that...
There's various other runes kind of embroidered across the sleeves and such that assist in the recognition of these folk from afar, almost like hunting marks. But they're all like generic Isa runes and all that.
Well, with that, I'd be interested in heading that way as well. There's reasons there. It potentially gives me a chance to get more of these runes. These runes have power. At least they can. Far-Seeing. Winter Mother. Don't know who called her as. No information. But potentially useful.
You know my position.
Casimir remains quite neutral. He cannot argue with three others.
Yeah, seeing the other two and then he keeping a neutral, then I would kind of just shrug my shoulders and small sigh, but be like, all right, fine. If it's something that could help us, then
we don't instigate anything. We could retreat if things go badly.
And well, retreat if things go badly. We wait for the wolves to clear, and then we speak to the corpse. Isn't that what you're capable of doing, Silica?
Yes, but
if it is information you require, we can just wait for this person to die.
Yes, but then you get a limited number of questions, right? I think we should head out and...
By your lead.
I will take point.
Okay. So, Ramirez takes point. I guess, Javik, you'll follow along.
Yeah.
Okay. Just marching order here. What do we have? How do you guys go about this as you kind of traverse into the thicket of the woods through the brambles of the underbush and sort of ankle-deep snow southward? What's the marching order here?
I will take point. I think... Zafik, do you want to take the back and...
Yeah, I can hold the back.
Casimir in the middle?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'm happy with that.
Okay. As you proceed onwards, walking in the direction toward that like landmark, the lake?
Yes, but following the path that these footprints were on, kind of heading in that direction.
Fair enough. easily done. You finally arrive, following the fruit string a mile south, the abandoned campsite, to a frozen lake, pond. Standing upon the icy causeway, you look about. There's several small islands that dot the water's surface, which are frozen over by a layer of like ice. Go ahead, since you're leading the party. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. First, you notice alongside the footprints, kind of trailing them, are a fresher set of footprints. Enormous paw prints upon the causeway, similar in size and shape to those of the direwolves before. And then, with a 22 in the distance, you hear a faint voice calling for help. In the distance, across the lake, you see a woman struggle to stay afloat after falling through the thin ice. We are over yonder. And this is the party shape. The woman in question is across the thin ice in this direction, about 40 feet ahead of you. At this point, I'm going to have you guys roll me initiative because we have active things going on.
Okay.
Okay.
1 second. Got it. 12 with 14.
There we go.
I got 12 on the roll, just I'm trying to check it. I just like offer.
Right. As the woman's screams are growing fainter, as you can see her disappearing beneath the waters, slowly slipping off the ice, we have top of the round. Wow, you guys rolled all initiatives. We have Javik. You at the back of party also hear this with your acute senses. What do you do?
Excuse me. I'm going to... Let's go. 1, 2, 3... 30... That's 35. I'll start getting my pack undone and get some of the silk rope out. And then, is this a large enough boulder to, like, anchor it around?
You can certainly try. How do you go about anchoring it?
Just through teachings of the forest and, you know, with my pack earlier, just tying, like, knots that would anchor myself and, like, making, like, a makeshift harness.
Yeah. Okay, so, like, okay, so you just secure it, but in a loop, tying a knot around it, using the boulder's like weight as an anchor.
Yeah, I use it as an anchor. I
Fair
just
enough.
tie it around, and secure it, and then I will put
roll
the
me-
rest of myself in it.
Roll me like a dexterity check. Nice.
Excuse me, that's an 18.
18. Fair enough. You successfully like knot around. Yeah, you've been taught this, forming a strong knot in like 3 seconds time. Anything else on your turn?
That was probably an action to do.
It was like a interact with object action.
Yeah. Right. I can only get that much closer, and then just try to attempt to go for her.
Sure. For my sake, what's the length of rope in your hand? 50 feet?
50.
50? Okay, fair enough. And it's tied to this boulder. No problem. We have movement from the west. You hear a growl and a series of howls as these large wolves with breath that fogs before them in this cyan bluish tinge appear out of the underbrush. One of them appears over yonder and darts in your direction, Javik.
Okay.
Oh, these are fast boys. Holy shit. Okay. It is going to use its dash action and maneuver over yonder in front of this figure over here. I'll just show you the token as well. A second wolf appears closer from the tree line over here. And darts towards you, Javik, across the lake. I should be rolling these. Slippery ice. It maintains its footing, running across.
Ice is not difficult terrain.
It is.
It can be.
Isn't it?
It can be. Slippery ice is difficult terrain, and you can see the ice, not just slippery, but thin. It cracks in its wake. Anyway, it's going to go ahead and use this movement, ending it here. Javik, against you, the wolf charges and lounges forward. It's going to be a 23 to hit. Make me a strength saving throw as you feel huge paws land on on your back. You're trying to rule with it to try to stay on your feet. Luckily, you're on the causeway, just snow beneath your feet. Steady ground. Yeah, you managed to keep steady, not being prone, but you suffered that 11 piercing damage as a pair of teeth, fangs, sinks themselves into your shoulder. The bite is ice cold. Okay, so we have that. Then we have Basilica.
You see Basilica is running and makes a jump, and as soon as she jumps, her wings come out, and she flies in the direction of the woman.
5 feet above the surface of the ice, you hear it crack from where you jumped from beneath your feet, and you're flying where you end your turn there. Do you land or do you stay hovering?
I stay hovering.
Fair enough.
10 feet away there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll cast Sanctuary on the woman.
Got it. Ramirez, ahead of the group there, you notice all this. What do you do?
I will go ahead and dash on up, and I'll use a Warlock spell slot to cast Hex on the wolf directly in front of me. My bonus action. And then I will draw voltage and take 2 quick slices at him with it.
What ability do you make him disadvantageous on?
I will make him disadvantage on dexterity.
Okay.
So, an 11.
Oh shit.
You good?
Yeah, I gotta roll a wisdom save. Completely forgot.
Oh.
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 I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Remember, you have a
Lucky boys.
+1 if you attune to that item on the road.
Yeah.
Right. With voltage, the first hit, the creature ducks low, but you use that to bring the sword down 21 hits. For
8.
Fair enough.
18 split between piercing lightning and my necrotic.
Crimson blood sprinkles upon fresh snow as you wound the creature. You hear it snarl, speaking out. Stay out of this. I'll pray. I'll cry.
Your prey.
Aguta, Essek, get them! The wolf of yonder speaks to 2 others in the tree line from over here. One of them comes out. That'll be Aguta. I'll do that one as well. They're one after the other. Working as a pack, the long jump between the aisles. Ending the turn here. One of them leaps at you. That's going to be a flanking maneuver against you, Ramirez. A 25 to hit. And
25 will hit.
A strength saving throw from you to remain on your feet as it lounges. on you. I'm going to just do movement real quick. What did I do here? 20, 30, 35, 45 here. End it here. You maintain your footing, just receiving that 11 piercing damage. As the pack continues to work together, this one runs over yonder toward Casimir and attacks him.
Hey now, back here.
I didn't roll initiative for Casimir because I forgot that he exists. Lol.
Poor
That's
boy.
fine. It goes right after.
Casimir is in the tree line waiting for them to die. Or for us to die.
That will be a 14 to hit against Casimir, who's... Nope. It rebounds against his mage armor, because you can keep 2 mage armors up. Nice.
You can keep many mage armors as you want up.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough. The woman in the frigid water is going to roll me a Constitution saving throw. Nope. You hear her faint cries as her strength begins to give out. Okay, fair enough. I'm just reading the mechanics of this fight. Alright. Real quick, Casimir's turn. He is within melee. What can he do? I'm gonna do something wild here. He gets out a scroll, the ink pearlescent and changing color in the shimmering light of this winter landscape. Give me that wild magic table, baby. I just want to use that item, finally. 2930. He teleports up to 60 feet to an occupied space of his choice that he can see. Awesome. The scroll goes off and he teleports to the shoreline over here.
Yeah. I was actually thinking the same thing.
Just in a puff of snow. Okay, that was the use in action. I'll see if he has any other actions on his turn, but go ahead, Javik, with your turn. I don't think he has.
So I'm going to rage. And
Okay.
let me get my stuff on.
It's funny, I can miss a step right after it. I could just nope and nope, but I won't.
Nope.
Yeah.
Kind of maneuvering around and getting after getting that cold bite on my shoulder and trying to shrug them off and everything. I'm gonna go for attacks. I have the rope on me, but I'm gonna just have claws and shield, and we'll just go for just some good old attacks against this boy. These are like direwolf size, you said, right?
Oh,
Or are they bigger?
They're quite large, yes.
Okay. All right, let's go for some claws. 29 for 13. Second attack.
Hits.
Oh boy. Second attack. 15 to hit
Hits.
for 14, and then offhand attack. This one for 18 to hit, and that's only. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 30, 35 total.
Fair enough. You've bloodied the giant direwolf-looking beast, and you can hear it squeal in pain and begin to look about for a retreat.
I'll give like a barking snarl at it, realizing that he's just like, yo, dude, you just fucked with the wrong alpha. Get out of here.
Taupek, get to human and flee. That being said, it is this wolf's turn over yonder.
Actually, I should have done all that with advantage anyway. Fuck. My bad.
What language
Common.
are they speaking?
Common.
Okay.
Wisdom saving throw. DC 60.
Nope. That's a 3.
Nope.
I don't know why I'm rolling advantage, but it's a 3. So unable to go past your sanctuary, the wolf immediately loses its attack. Is that correct, right?
Yeah. If he cannot choose another target for the attack, he loses.
Okay. It maintains its stance of yonder, trying to actively grab at this woman out of the water as she's losing her strength and begins to drift into the center of the pond's pool. We have this one that you just hit, Javik. She's going to use her action to disengage and flee. Across the ice, rolling a dexterity check. Disadvantage because Hex. A 12, I believe. Yeah, beats the DC of 10. Maintaining her footing, being one of the wilds here. She continues on. Sorry, I'm measuring distance here. Wrong. That's 50. Use her action to disengage, so makes it only this far into the tree line. Before Vasilika, it is your turn. Hovering 10 feet off the ground.
She will dive into close position to the woman and grapple her. Should I roll, or will she allow to be grappled?
It is going to be a strength check, purely to see if you can get a grip and lift her up. She is soaking wet, bundled in her warm clothes still that she fell into the ice with. So that's going to be a lot of weight to lift. What is your strength score? I'm just rigging your lifting capacity here.
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a normal strength ability check. Athletics, if you have a bonus on athletics.
6.
Okay, you manage to lift her out of the water, but as her feet land upon the ice, it cracks once more. You are hovering in the air, maintaining her above a pit of dark water that is now spreading outwards in a 20 by 20 square, almost right below you. You're hovering at your height with her. Yes.
Can I pull her 1 square behind?
You can use half your remaining movement.
Yes, so 7. 5. I will pull her 1 step.
Fair enough.
No bonus action at the moment.
Okay. Your sanctuary continues to hold as this wolf-ear is unable, wastes its reaction to try and make a bite at the floating woman, but you get out of the way in time. We have Ramirez's turn then.
So, quick question:
So,
is this wolf on ice, or is it on
ice?
On the island, on ice?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's try it. I will spin around and send a quick blast at the ground that wolf is currently standing on.
Roll to
with Eldritch Blast.
Roll to hit. You're rolling against Ice's AC of 10.
Yep. I'm at disadvantage because I have a guy in melee with me.
Okay, that hits for a total of 13. You see
it does not hit the necrotic, it's just the 10.
Yeah, you see it hit with force, applying both the wolf's weight and the force damage together. That's going to crack it. You see the ice give way, extending this pond as the wolf is now pretty much under the water.
And then I will throw the other Eldritch Blast at this guy. Say, you don't get to run away just yet.
That hits. What's my total?
So 26 for 12.
Still standing, wounded, you chase it away with one last Eldritch Blast in its wake.
And then I will yell at the one in front of me.
Sure. Yelling at it, aggroing its attention, it's going to go ahead for a bite attack, trying to prone you onto the ground. It's a 19 to hit.
That's my AC.
For 13 piercing damage, and a DC 14 strength saving throw to prone you onto the ground.
So I will succeed, and I'll take a little bit of damage through my shield. And I need to roll a con. I need to roll a con save. Let's see. The hex kept.
Maintaining your spell, you see a second one leap off the boulder and try and flank you. Full movement. Okay.
That'll miss as I catch its fangs and catch its mouth with my shield.
Slamming its fucking face into the ground. It maintains its position there, Ain. As the woman maintains her grip upon you, shivering, her teeth chittering, she's cold. She's out of water, so she doesn't need to roll those saves. Casimir's turn. Casimir's going to go ahead and maneuver down the shoreline and is going to go ahead and cast. I'm going to save his major spell slots for what's coming ahead. So just a magic missile at the wolf that's currently drowning. Did it calculate all of them with that 11? Yeah, okay. As Javik, you go ahead and check your turn. A series of bolts clash against the wolf here. Yep.
So, as that one's running away, I'm just starting to get like all raged up and blood fueled, and I'm just like yelling for them to like come at me. I'm just like, yes, come to me, let me spill your blood. And I would yell, I'll drink the blood from your skull. And then this one came right into my path, and I'm just going right at him. But what I am going to do before I do that is I drop my shield. And when I went raging, I have my claws. To drop?
Shield, right? To doff your shield is an action, I think.
Yeah,
no,
it is.
Is an action, but I think doffing is an action as well.
It is.
Just to drop it from my hand.
Let me check.
Yeah.
Let me check.
To put it on.
It doesn't say under shield. Damn it. A shield can only require an action to don or doff.
Ew.
Yeah.
I thought I could just drop and be like, alright, I don't want this fucking thing. Alright, well, then, fuck it. I'll go for just a Vorpal attack then. I'm gonna do one attack, normal. Actually, no, I have advantage on this, so let me make sure I do that. For an 18 for
hits,
15 damage. Okay. I'm then gonna bonus action, shield bash, and I will try to prone the wolf. And they have to. It's a athletics standoff, I guess. And I have
a 12
on this. Oof. Strength. Get out of here.
Proned?
16. Yes.
Nice.
I carry the next attack off on it.
With advantage, because it's proned.
Yeah. Not that it really matters, I already had it.
Nice.
For another 13. And then offhand attack with it.
Natural 20.
Get out of here!
You take its fucking head off.
Oh, dude, as soon as I take its head off, I'm just like picking it up and just like opening my mouth and just like
Drink
blood
it.
shower.
What?
Yeah, I'm just blood shower. That's what I fucking said! And I'm just fucking... I said it, I'll drink the blood from your skull.
Nice.
Carry.
Goddamn.
Indeed.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
And after that, I'm just gonna go. Let's just tighten this little gap up, and I'm just going straight at.
Okay.
And then that's my turn.
With such a visceral display, you can see that the wolf over here just says fuck it and begins like running, leaping across the ice and vanishing into snow. It's gonna attempt a stealth check with advantage. You can still see it running through the tree line as it uses its movement to move. 20, 30. It is 15 feet off the map, but it's running through the tree line. The other wolf is over on the other side there, on the west side. It's going to be the same thing. Advantage on stealth, trying to use the snow as cover.
It's neutral because disadvantage on its act on stealth ability checks.
Correct. So that is going to be an 8, which all your passive perceptions meet. You do see her begin to run through the tree line. Still within range of combat if you wish to pursue, but you can still see her. Okay. Fair enough. We have Vasilka's turn.
Okay, I'll try to fly a little higher if I can with the woman.
Half your movement.
Half my movement, yeah. So
Blood for blood god.
Yeah. Here and up in the air. And holding in my hand the rosary of the Dawnfather and channeling his strength, I'll cast Sacred Flame on the wolf that is in front
Good
of me.
use. Good use of it. On this one over here?
Yeah, this one. A DC 16 Dex.
It's a 16.
He hits, so he no damage.
Okay. Good use though. Ramirez.
Okay, I'll turn to the one wolf that is still standing and not fleeing immediately, and I will take 2 hacks at it with voltage, trying to drive it away. And I should not have hex turned on for this because it does not get hex damage. So 17 to hit.
Hits. 11? 12?
12 damage for that. And second one.
Hey, meets.
So 12 more damage. And as I do that, run. You're outmatched.
Roll for intimidation. With advantage because, you know, you have his friend's head in your friend's other hand.
Oh, this is gonna be...
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
On his turn, he turns...
Like garbage for me.
Uses his action to disengage and run away. If you would let them, they will flee in different directions, howling all the while. Do you wish to give chase, or...?
How fast am I?
It's up to you.
You can catch him.
Yes, I can.
Fair enough. You hear more like magic missiles fire off in the east, in the direction of the other wolf that ran away. As Javik, go for it. I'm just gauging distance here at... He is 20 feet off the map.
Oh, he's 20 feet. Oh, okay. I thought he was right there.
No, 50 feet movement.
Oh, no, I only have 40 speed, then I can't.
Okay. Well, I mean...
It would just be a never... You know what? How many javelins do I have? I got enough. Okay. Javelin has a 30... Okay. Yeah, so I'll at least be close. Here. Oh! The praise have become the hunters! And then I'm just gonna fucking throw 2 javelins at him. These are just at normal. Oh. A 17.
17 hits.
And a 1.
And a 1, okay.
For 5.
One of them like just embeds into the bark of a nearby tree, but the other one hits for 8?
Yes.
8. Okay. You injure the beast as it continues to run away. With 50-foot movement, I'm gonna say It's with Vasilka busy with the woman, and Ramirez are giving chase in any sort of way.
I will fire off some Eldritch Blasts, deliberately missing, but giving the keep running, don't turn around. I'm kind of blasting the area around them as the keep running. Don't try and turn around.
Fair enough. With one of their ilk dead and the rest of the pack intimidated, they vanish. We are out of combat. You have a decapitated corpse in the center of this, and the shaken woman in Vasilka's grasp. Good stuff. I'm just noting some other things for myself. We have it here, and here.
I will keep concentration on that hex for the full hour it lasts, if I can.
Sure, noted.
Just to mess with the wolf.
Oh, there's the icon. God, I couldn't find it. Okay.
Just noting some things. Just bear with me. What?
It didn't happen, but Okay, so like I said, I put that rope around me because I was gonna go jump in, but I'm tied to where.
I mean, like, I was assuming you let it go when you went for a chase. Like, you didn't tie it around yourself. Like, don't.
No, I said I had it on me. Like, I meant like I tied it around me. So like I was just fighting. So I can only fight. I was like a leashed fucking child.
That's funny.
Like I could never chase it. Like, unless I ripped that boulder out or I just got yanked back.
Oh my god!
I had my own leash.
That's the new strategy. Every time we're fighting, we're gonna tie you to a rock.
No, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start running around all the pillars, like how dogs get like on their long leashes, like wrapped around everything, and I'll just not know what to do. That's awesome.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so.
Nope.
Sorry, just bear with me a second here.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah. So, chittering cold in your embrace, you can hear the woman speak in a foreign tongue, but the tone sounds thankful as she clings onto you. You are hovering 10 feet above the ice. Vasilka, do you wish to land anywhere?
Yeah, I land next to the group in the land. So.
Okay.
As soon as we land, I'll give her the winter clothing that we found in the shack.
She notes quickly getting undressed from her wet clothes to a single layer, and then putting on warmer clothes. She seems to know exactly how to survive in these lands, and remaining cold for too long can give you hypothermia and pretty much kill you real quickly. So she quickly gets into that fresh clothes that fit her perfectly, and speaks first in her tongue, and then realizing you don't understand, she switches to a broken version of common. I think I was chased by beasts. Family dead. But you come, you help. Thank you. I am called Kaldur.
Kaldur?
Yes, daughter of Birkhild of Yaedrak.
We found your campsite and your cloaks. Runa, Ringer, and yours.
Birkhild,
What can you tell us of this?
mother, protect, die, fighting. Runa as well. I ran.
I will switch into Giant for a second. Do you speak this better?
She nods. And a sort of different dialect than you're used to, but a cousin language nonetheless, a more druidic take on the ancient giant tongue. She's far more fluent in it. The words are flowing, primordial, elemental in their lexicon. But and again, introducing herself as Kaldur, says she's the daughter of Birkhild. Runa was there with them as an escort, forward scout of sorts. They were on a hunting mission to hunt and gather food for the tribe when she was beset upon by something. She shares like a fragmented and terrified version of the attack that took her mother's life the previous evening.
Well, you did very well surviving as long as you did against those wolves that were hunting you.
Those are only small brethren of the bigger creature, the monster that attacked us. It is a giant wolf with a stinger like a scorpion's.
Ah, I don't think I've ever encountered such a creature.
It is like a demon from high on the mountains, on the forbidden reaches.
Have you seen it before? Well, I'll ask Ramirez to translate.
Yeah, I'm.
She understands common enough for this to be a flowing conversation, more or less. She explains that there have been sightings of this beast from time to time. It has been stalking its own hunting grounds closer to the mountain's peak, but it has, over the years, slowly been coming closer and closer toward her village grounds in Yaidrak. If you would help me, escort me to my home in Yaidrak, my home village, I can make sure that you are properly thanked for this.
Well,
where are you
thank you.
from? I do not know your tribe. I do not recognize your markings. Especially points toward Javik. She seems to refer to him along the lines of like Giantkin, and the name that she names him, not knowing your names herself. She knows of the Dusk Elves. She knows of the Giantkin. Doesn't quite know what Vasilka is, but refers to her as an angel nonetheless.
Oh. I assume that your tribe knows this land.
Yes. We are of this land for many, many generations.
Well, then I think we may be quite happy to help bring you back to your tribe, as we're on somewhat of an expedition here, and having information from those whose land it is would be most beneficial to us.
She'll be able to provide such information for sure, knowing this land. She explains that, like, her home village, Yaidrak, spelled like, I keep saying it, but it's Yaidrak. It's like a safe haven for these mountain folk. A peaceful, secluded collective of druids, winter firbolgs, and frost giants who formed a sort of a communal settlement close to Mount Gakis' peak. The people of Yaidrak are the descendants of the first people that settled this valley, and the last remnant of the ancient tribes that once lived among the other tribes of Barovia before Strahd, the Dark One, arrived and changed everything.
Yes. We, none of him, were actually seeking the spot that he gained his power. I see. I'm looking at if she reacts to that.
You seek the place of Ember, a place where ancient spirits dwell, a place of evil where demons dwell. I know of it.
Yes.
Long ago, a traveling lord calling himself Arginvost sought the aid of us, the mountain folk, just like you have now, in leading his forces to the Ember Place. He was seeking to guard it against those who would use its secrets to gain power. A folly task. The Silver Lord is long dead, vanquished by Strahd's forces. The haunting remnants of his forces are all that remain of this and his memory. I only know stories told by my tribe's elders, historical tales of a warlock who served Strahd. His name was Kazan. It is said that after Lord Argynvost was defeated, Strahd's army stole the Silver Lord's treasures, and among these treasures, dragon eggs. It is in this ember place that Strahd found new power. Among these powers, the power to command these eggs, Strahd commanded Kazan to use forbidden magics from the Ember Temple to assemble forth a ritual to tarnish and corrupt the dragon eggs. In doing so, Strahd added dragons to his ranks. Some served him in his castles, others were placed throughout Barovia to guard places of great import, such as this. It is the most ancient of these tarnished brood that have made Mount Gakis their lair and hunting ground. To this day, many of Yaedrag's giant folk hunt these dragons, calling their numbers throughout the years to protect Yaedrag. Many giants lost their lives in the struggle for survival, and now few remain of the once great Grey Hands tribe. But I could take you to them. You may speak to them and find out what you require to ascend to the Ember Place. The current leader of us, of our tribe, is a frost giant by the name of Harshnag the Grim. He is of the Grey Hands tribe, a wise and strong warrior who has endured much in his life, along with the slow extinction of his people. Something that you would know well. I do not know more than this. I am forbidden from stepping into the temple by my village elders, but others do make the journey to Gakes Peak once in a while as part of my people's traditions. Some make the ascent seeking the strength they need to hunt Strahd's frost drakes.
And do many come back from those trips?
Solemnly she looks toward the ground. No. It is the price they pay for survival. In an grim, ironic way, it is the one thing that prevents them from dying altogether. It is thus we named the village after this eternal struggle. Named it after the ancient tree that grows in the center of our village. The tree, like us, grew out of the seed that somehow survived and took root and survived the mountain's harsh and cold environment. It is said to have been planted by a hero 6 centuries ago, but who knows? Such knowledge is lost. You would be able, those of you who know Giant, I don't know if Furbolgs know Giant by default, you would know that Yaedrak is a word meaning dragon's endurance. Giant in origin. I am sure my village...
I do know Giant.
Yeah. I can escort you to my village elders. They'll have more answers. I mean, you look at her, she seems youngish, maybe approaching her early 20s. Fit to survive the land, but not very knowledgeable beyond what you just said in terms of temple.
Yeah.
Familiar with it as she is.
I'll look at Zavik and Basilica. I think we should take her up on the offer.
Yeah. We wanted to know more about the temple, and this seems to be the best way.
Yes, these people seem to know about it. They may be able to help us in our quest to find some weakness.
Of course, I do not mean to impose. If it is your wish to travel alone, I can take my chances out there.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No. I think we will quite happy to travel with you.
She's looking around the group as well to make sure that everybody thinks the same. Not wishing to be, a burden.
No, I would be for it.
So,
She would have knowledge of. There are people who have been here for so long. I mean, they've got to know something.
Sadik is agreeing with his face full of blood and.
Yeah. I just plopped the head to the side on the ice.
You should keep it. It is a very rare thing to hunt one of these. The one that you slew is called Ascent. You should carry his name with you. Is this your first kill? It doesn't look like it, judging by your scars.
He just has like a big old smile on his face. He's like, no. Some of another tally on the board.
Roll me an insight check real quick,
Yeah.
if you don't mind. As she's drawing her attention towards you for a second.
9.
Okay. She's impressed. That's it.
Flex.
Yeah.
Um,
She's probably just asking you and looking at you and your gear and your claws just because she's just impressed.
the how do you spell that name? Essex? Is it Essex?
Esseek. E-K.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. All right.
You look upon her eyes as she's looking at you. Her makeup is very stark white against her skin, and her eyeballs seem to have been like tattooed fully black. I think I have a picture of the one who calls himself Kaldur. Kaldur.
Give me that picture.
Yeah, it's in chat. It seems to be like a solitary defender of these natural lands, away from the civilization. Seem to have made her own sort of suit of survival out of furs and stuff, living off nature. Seeking to preserve sort of her Arctic ways.
So, looking at her, obviously very humanoid, but would there be a chance, by any means, that she could be a shifter?
It's not outside the realms of possibility. Do you ask?
Yeah. I would say,
It
for your
is.
people to survive out here for so long, you'd have to be able to adapt to the elements, and perhaps there's maybe a little bit more to you or your tribe. And then just kind of looking at, I'm judging by the picture, it looks like she has more like, maybe it's just long nails, but like those could be like claws or something, you know?
It is my people's way to survive in these harsh environments, and part of that is indeed learning the art to change shape. It is why I offered to. It is why I offered to survive there out on my own instead of in a pack with you. If need be, I can always flee. She can change shape. She can turn into like many animal forms, like fox or mountain goat, even owls or wolves and stuff. Being a sort of a frost druid, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. She is the equivalent of exhausted at this point. You can tell. Will need some rest to recover her means of spellcasting and whatnot. Especially being immersed in ice and trying to survive for so long. You don't know how long she's been immersed, but by the looks of it, looks like if it weren't for you, she would have probably frozen and died, or got, met the same end as her family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, do we want to
make our way to your tribe?
Yeah. Is it further along the road, or is it a different path?
I can guide us. I think I know these whereabouts well enough. We can follow the roads or take the wilds. It is up to you. Were I to travel alone, I would risk the wilds, but I do not believe that is wise for those who wear metal and traces of the civilized world below. Or she doesn't use the word civilized, obviously she used the equivalent of. But you understand what she's meaning. It's not like they're uncivilized or anything, but yeah.
Yes, I'm not the most stealthy, I understand. Well then.
Well, there'll be strength in numbers.
Yes.
And a lone wolf is less likely to reach their own goals.
Should you give me some time to rest, I can pray to the natural elements and grant us a swift and stealthy approach to my village. Pass without traces in her spell list.
Oh, fuck yeah, do it up, baby.
You get spells back on short rest?
It's long rest for druids.
Depend. Okay.
Of course, we can venture forth, carried by the might of those more capable of protecting us without spell work. Lightly glancing towards Javik and his bloody hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, yeah. Okay.
You see Casimir bring out the expedition map and show her, and she recognizes the general layout. You know, she's not freaking savages. She knows maps. She'll be able to point out the already marked region where Yidrak was supposed to be. Being a traveling village and well hidden, nobody ever could pinpoint it, but she would be able to pinpoint several key locations to follow along the path and pretty much push you on a sort of quickest path to it, versus you guys are rolling survival all the time, if you so wish.
Okay. I think that's what we want to do.
Yeah.
Plan for everyone else.
Yeah, I'm all on board.
Okay. In that case, shall we? Do you take the wolf's head with you? It is quite large. You can do things with it if you want.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it with.
Okay.
I'll undo the rope, and I'll just use normal hemp rope if I need to sling it around my body, and then just have it act as a little. The head, I mean, as a little token.
The people, Calder explains that the people of the village are more than used to making clothes out of animals. She'll be able to help you craft something out of it if you so wish, once you've arrived somewhere more safer. Or if you ever make camp, maybe she can give you a hand with it as well. It all depends on how you guys travel, right?
Yeah.
From here, looking at the map, every one of those hexes is a quarter mile. You guys are... Let me take a look.
Really?
You are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're about 2 miles from Yidrak, where supposedly the entrance to it is. Yidrak is about 2 miles south of you.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not far.
Yeah, I think we probably push that way.
Yeah, we can just push at a.
Do you wish do it fast pace, slow pace, or normally as you've been traveling so far?
What's the time of day? Because we got done with the Fane, shopping, walking.
It's about 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I say we just move normal.
Normal?
Yeah, normal. No reason to go fast, and minimal reason to go slow.
Fair enough.
Wait, how much do I weigh? If she really needed, I could carry her.
Oh no, she can walk. Especially since you bundled her in warm clothes, and it's been a few minutes for you guys being here. She's used to the cold, just not to the frigid waters. That's way. But being above water here, warmed up, bundled up, she's capable of walking. She is surprisingly not injured, beyond just flesh wounds. She can walk. She can even run if she want to. That being said, for the sake of expediency, do we want to keep going, guys? It is 9:20 on my end, or do we want to call here?
I can keep going if people are up for it.
I actually would like to call it here because before we get to the village, I want to do some research into like giants and everything because I know furbolgs have like a little bit of a tie with them, and so I'd like to get like
Yeah, for sure.
stuff
So
understood.
yes.
Yeah.
So if hold on, let me take a look here. Whoop! I don't want to move the whole thing. If I'm just doing it. Okay. So the camp was here, and I said it was a mile. So 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, about here, here-ish. I'm just looking at the topography of this, so it makes sense. Because it does make sense in fucking much. Whatever. I'm gonna say you guys are like, if you were to, like, we'll begin from here. That's fine.
Yeah.
Not making super sense out of it all. We don't need super logic. I'm just looking for distance-wise. Okay. So we'll call it here then. Super fun session. Travel always takes a big chunk, and that whole shopping thing I wish we did over RP, but that's fine. One last call. If anybody wants to buy anything retrospectively, do it over RP chat. And we'll handle that, because starting next session, I'm just going to be like, what you have with you is what you have to survive on, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to write a small list.
Are we gonna try to use the infusions of Brander, or we're gonna leave it like that?
Brander is not.
Well, I have to ask him.
Brander, I mean, Mac, did not communicate with me at all. What's going on? So I assume he's just not gonna come back. For the sake of this, I said that in order to keep the attention of Hornguard and the other revenants at bay away from the group, and to ease your travel up to this very dangerous place, he has decided to draw their attention away by being elsewhere. Be that Velaki or return to Argynvost to taunt them or whatever is really up to Mac, but for the sake of this, he's not joining us on this Thessalinka Pass expedition. Partially because of that, partially because I don't want to run a PC as a DM PC. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
There's already so many NPCs to interact with as is that are actually mine that I don't want to add Mac to that. And you guys will be fine without his magics. I mean, like, you don't have a paladin in the group, you're fine without paladin's magic. It's the same logic.
Yeah, I was just curious.
I know.
Because I was thinking that he was gonna come back, like, oh, well, in the meantime, here, use my magic, but when I come back, you know,
no,
he can do whatever.
I don't think he's coming back, and if he is, then he's gonna come back after this. Having travel here, otherwise in your trails or something like that, I don't know, but no.
Yeah,
it's kind of like have you ever watched Critical Role? With like Ashley Johnson not being there for like sessions on end, and showing up for like 4 sessions and then disappearing again.
Yeah, I remember.
That's the one weird thing I don't like about that series is that I get that they're all friends and all that, but it's such a discontinuous sense of Matt Mercer running her character for her from time to time that I'm like I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
I get it.
Okay. For next session as well, I'm gonna go ahead and make a smaller map because zooming in on this map makes my computer melt a little bit. I don't know why, but Roll20 just uses up so much RAM sometimes. So I'll just use this map.
Yeah. Okay.
That should be good. Yeah, I'm gonna put a small list together and I'm gonna go look up some lore.
Giant lore.
Lore.
I wonder what is the big wolf like. I know what kind of wolves are these ones, but
Winter wolves.
I'm really curious about the other one. Yeah. No, but I mean the demon wolf, like the one she told. Like,
gotcha.
I'm really
yeah, it's this one. This is what it's gonna turn into in general chat.
Are you actually spoiling? Or are you making a joke? Oh,
I love it.
I killed him once. I won't do it again. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah, I felt really bad. I was like, "Oh, he's living! Oh no!"
Yeah, and then you find him like a pop. No.
Yeah, you find him. Yeah, he's like surrounded by all those shadows.
I won't do it.
I love that game.
Yeah, so good.
Oh, fuck me! That was the full version. Sorry. Where's the fucking? There it is. There's a player version. I've fucking placed the whole ass map on the map. Yikes. All right.
Yeah.
What was the figuring? I don't remember. It used to send a message, right? Like animal messenger.
Yeah, it's
And-
animal messenger.
Okay.
It's figuring of wondrous power, I think, and it's an animal messenger. But
Correct.
yeah, it's
Which was smartly gambled away by your party mate.
Yes.
Yep.
Smartly.
Like Casimir is a wild card. Okay.
Fun times.
That wasn't. Was that Casimir?
No, that wasn't
Jeb.
Cass. That was
Yeah,
Jeb.
it
That was Jeb.
it was Jeb. You're right. You're Jeb. Yeah. You're right on there.
Oh yes, it was.
Yeah, it's just like we have plenty of magic items at the moment. So
Well, yeah. Well, that's where Green Jenny comes in terms of giving you a bang for your buck for your magic items in case you don't want them.
Okay.
I also homebrewed a lot, so it was a little bit of a surplus, but you only get 3 slots, so it's not like it makes too much of a
no.
difference.
I like the options.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Ivan, are you using that statuette, the Saint Markovia statuette?
Yeah, I'm using it, but if you want
Okay.
it for...
No. I was just asking because I think you said you needed a reliquary or something, and then I was just making sure you got the bonus or whatever.
Yeah, I have the bonus. It's just the reliquary is for summon celestial.
Okay.
5th level spell. That it will
He's
come
very, very
handy. Yeah, like I think if we get like level 6 spells, we can milk it a lot. But we need to get there first.
Yeah.
But the Rosary of the Dawnfather, oh my god, so powerful. I like it. Me like it.
Yeah, not so much powerful; it's just very creative. Like you rescuing and using it as a prayer. I like it.
Yeah.
I did put a limit on it, didn't I?
No, not.
No? Okay. That's fine. Okay. Well, hopefully you guys had fun. I know I did. I'll see you guys next week. I'll polish things up a little bit more. I know some things clash sometimes in regards of like what NPCs know and whatnot. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
No, it's just sometimes it's weird where it's like, oh, like characters are off this land and they would know certain things, or like, Ramirez is off the Dusk Elves, so they would not like be super neutral toward him like they would toward you guys, because Strahd is very much shaped to be like neutral toward PCs, if not fearful of them. And I'm like, I'm trying to come up with like something cool that like the Dusk Elves would do beyond just like using their own tongue and whatnot. But I'm like, I don't know, because we didn't really talk much about Ramirez's background. Like, even his warlock side is like super vague. It's just a Shadowfell blade of vengeance. That's okay. And that's where we kept it at. We just kind of hinted to like, yes, the Embers are from the Ember Temple, because Casimir experimented with magic from there. Just never been there himself. Just what not. But we never really did any specifics. And then I'm playing NPCs who I'm trying to make them more layered than they are, but I'm like, I don't have much to go on, so I hope that it's enough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, you're good.
Pretty fun. Like, I think it's more than enough, to be honest.
Cool.
Yeah.
I just wanna see Balaki one day to see what's going on. Like
No.
every
it's
house on
Ascent.
fire. Yeah,
It
but
turns into like fascism.
like I don't remember why it came up on chat, but I was like, oh yeah, I wanna you put like a poll about what happened in Balaki, like how fast it went into danger or into crazy.
Oh yeah, how fast it fell into chaos, and like 20% of people are like DM'd are like, yeah, within like a day. Because there's a lot of things you can do in Valaki, and one of them is like, I'm gonna say it because it's not a spoiler anymore, really, is you can find like a fucking tiger or some shit, like whatever, the fantasy equivalent of a tiger, and release it on a city, which causes like a lot of fear and chaos. And I'm like, I want to give them like a day to like explore around and do what they want, and then you guys didn't end up doing it anyways, so it didn't make a difference. So I just kind of wrote it out there because I was like, it's a fun little encounter, but honestly, there's so much more important things in Valak to do that I don't want to distract them with filler. And obviously, the power struggle is a lot of people either choose to just side with themselves and let things fall as they are, and then make mistakes because they don't participate in the politics, and that leads to incidentally you're serving one side or the other by providing information by accident, and that just escalates things. And certain DMs like doing development behind their character's back without them knowing. I'm not a big fan. I understand that it adds realism, but I think we are playing because you guys want to have consequences to your actions that you knew you did. Not like, oh, so you spoke to Vistani, you made a trade with them. Now I'm gonna like use them as spies, and they're gonna like stop you in your task because you dare trade with the Vistani. I don't like that. The Vistani has their own reasons to self-serve themselves that are beyond you. You have the goal, make the simplest trade, and let them carry on with the adventure. Not make up new ways to sabotage them because they dared interact with your NPCs.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna enjoy using the water elemental so much.
It's a one-time use.
For one time.
Like, make it worth it. It's, mind you, it's a very good fucking item. But, Conjure...
It's one-time use.
Conjure Elemental, I'm just gonna review it for my own sake, too. You call forth an elemental servant. Choose an area. Well, you choose, water. That fills a 10-foot cube within the range. An elemental of challenge rating 5 or lower, appropriate to the area you choose, appears in an unoccupied space within 10 feet of it. For example, fire elemental can emerge from bonfires, and an earth elemental can rise up from the ground. And the elemental disappears when it drops to 0 HP. The elemental is friendly to you and your companions for a duration of up to 1 hour while you're concentrating on it. Are you concentrating on it if you're casting it? I think you are.
So.
Yeah, you are concentrating on it.
Because you can cast the spell.
Yeah, roll initiative for the elemental, which has its own turn. It obeys any verbal commands that you issue to it. No action required by you. If you don't issue any command, it defends itself, just like a pet. Yeah. If your concentration is broken, the elemental doesn't disappear. Instead, you lose control of the elemental. It becomes hostile towards you and your companions and might attack. An uncontrolled elemental can be dismissed by you, and it disappears 1 hour after you summoned it. The DM has the elemental statistics. Interesting. And you can upcast it for challenge rating, but it's pretty much fifth level. What is a 5th level water elemental?
114 HP.
Because hold on. Because water elementals are... Oh, yeah, it is CR5. It's a large neutral elemental, 12d10 plus 48 HP, which can be 114 on average. 90 swim speed, 30 normal foots. Very strong, very constitutional. Everything else is mediocre. Resistant to a lot of damage. Immune to poison. Speaks Aquan. But, can't be frozen.
The whelm is like the strong ability, like the restraining.
Large, can squeeze through like 1-inch gaps, like any water creature. And the whelm is pretty fucking... It's great. It's a grapple, yeah.
So,
nice.
I need concentration on this, just to clarify.
Yes.
Like on that, okay.
Yeah, the item allows you, it serves as the component to pretty much cast a spell, yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep. It's good. Fair enough. I think I'm gonna go ahead and add the locations onto the map with their titles, or you guys can just draw on a map, I suppose. But I'll make a map later on.
That's true.
This size, more or less.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I gotta head upstairs and go to bed.
Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Go sleepies. But I'll put a small list together and do some lore digging.
Yeah, for sure. I'm pretty sure all the lore you'll need will be found in the whatever source book you got Firbolg from. I think it's Follows. Follows guide will have a lot about Firbolgs and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As always. I'm gonna go look-sees.
So,
Alright. Okay, my dudes.
See ya.
Take care. I
Alright,
think
take care, everyone.
like later I'll need